And we're back on Big Board Sports. College basketball ready to roll. St. Rose ready to roll. And the interim coach, assistant coach, interim head coach, he's been around the program for 100 years. Mike Perno joins us here on Big Board Sports. And good morning, Coach Perno. How are you?
Good morning, Roger. How are you?
I'm good, man. We opened up our show saying, man, this is, opening of college basketball. Here we go again, right?
Oh, yeah. You get up this morning and you get that cold breeze in your face and you realize it's time for hoop.
No doubt. Well, first of all, how's Coach Peory doing? I know he's got the surgery coming up next week. I sent him a text this week and said, hey, we're thinking about you, man. Good luck. And he sent me one of those mojos that give me wait
a minute. Yeah. What did you just call it?
What's it called?
An emoji.
Emoji, yeah. Whatever those things are. Anyway, he sent me one that had the big, his big fist.
Like
the fist with the big muscle.
Yeah. The big muscle, that's his signature, yes.
Is he doing all right?
Yeah, he's doing good. He's in good spirits.
Good.
I've been obviously leaning on him day to day, talking about our group, talking about some of the challenges that we're going to be faced with, and game planning and scouting and practice planning. So I get a chance to speak with him pretty much daily. But he's in good spirits. He's trying to get this thing out of the way, and he's going to try to help me as much as he can from where he is.
Well, and you've been in this role before, because a couple of years ago he had missed 2. He was out for I think the whole season, and you were there. So you've been there and done that.
Correct. 3 years ago he had his neck done, and I wound up inheriting a group of 10 freshmen.
Yeah.
So we always used to joke about, thanks for leaving me with these young guys who've never seen this level before. So this time around, I got probably 5 of those kids now that are upperclassmen that are back, and they were with me when they were freshmen. So it's kind of similar to they know what to expect. It's not as much of a change as it had been a few years back.
Yeah, 9 returning letter winners from last year's 26 and 18 that reached the NCAA Tournament East Regional Final, the Sweet 16. So you must feel pretty good about that. How's the preseason been? And you get ready to open up with the tip-off tournament this weekend against Caldwell and Malloy. Yeah,
we've had a good preseason. We had some challenging exhibition games as well as some scrimmage games, and we're a different group than we were a year ago. We lost obviously Tyler Sayre and Chris Dogler, who were 2 impact players for us. But we have some nice young guys and some new guys. Matt Cerruti from Guilderland. He's been playing really well, and he's a redshirt junior for us, and this is really his emerging. He had a very good preseason. It's like almost his coming out party. So I expect good things from him. We've added another new piece from Saratoga, another local kid, Adam Anderson. So we're expecting him to pick up the slack for some of the scoring that we've lost from last year. So we got some new pieces. We got some similar pieces, but at the end of the day, we're trying to figure out what kind of team we're going to be, and we'll get that going tomorrow with Caldwell, who's a very good team. They returned 9 double-digit minute guys. They won 17 games last year, so they're an experienced group who had success last year, reaching the Final Four of their conference. So it's going to be a challenge early for us, but I think we're ready to take that on.
Coach Mike Perno with us here on Big Board Sports 104.5, the Team ESPN Radio. He'll be on the sidelines as the interim head coach for St. Rose men's basketball this season. Mike, basketball is unique in the way that it doesn't have a real preseason. So I wonder how many of these early regular season games do you use, and does it take to figure out exactly what type of St. Rose team this is with some of the new pieces you have that you just mentioned?
Yeah, that's a great question. That's something that we, work at, obviously, when we have like scrimmages and exhibitions and trying to find different rotations and, what we're good at, throwing some things up against the wall. Some of them stick, some of them don't. It's so early, I know talking to other college coaches around the country, no one feels like their team is ready at this point. We've only been going for 3 weeks, and it's something that's obviously a work in progress, and you hope you can win while you figure out what you want to do and what you want to be. But the thing that we can control, that we talk about in the locker room all the time, is we have 3 things that we can control, and that's our focus and our effort and our energy. And I think if we work on those things and come ready to play every day, I think that other stuff will sort itself out. It might take sometimes longer than you'd like, but as long as you're competing and getting after it day to day, I think kind of takes care of itself.
What do you make of and again, preseason stuff? You never can hang your hat too much on it, but you're a preseason pick 4 in the NE10. Is that about right or not?
Yeah, I think some of the guys thought that we might have been a little bit higher with the success that we had last year, but we continue to talk about it, guys. That was last year, and as good of a season as it was, it's everybody's 0-0 now. So, it gives them a little bit, more motivation. I think they want to prove that they can, get back to where we were last year, which is always a good thing to have. And, it's a good group of kids. They're hungry. They're ready to go, and we'll see how we do this weekend.
You know what I like already? I like the local flavor. Love it. And I know Coach Bury has always been about that. And if you can get somebody local and keep them local, that's phenomenal. And I was privy to what was going on with Adam Anderson, because he's one of our News Channel 13 All-Stars last year, and things were going on at the News Channel 13 All-Star banquet. I knew he was kind of hoping that he could land at St. Rose, and he did. So I hope he has a good season. And you mentioned also Matt Cerruti from Gilderland. Love the local product.
Yeah, we've done pretty well with some local guys. I actually even brought on Shea Bremersky, if you remember him from Cambridge. He's going to actually help me out on the sideline this year while Coach is rehabilitating. So we like getting local kids. Some of these local kids fly under the radar, and they come here. And like Matt Cerruti's, he's had such patience with himself. He's been injured. He's played behind, arguably All-Americans. So now this is really his chance, and he's really matured, and we're really excited for the season that he'll have. And, we're going to ask Adam to grow up a little earlier this year. He's only a freshman, but we expect big things from him. He's a threat on the court because he can constantly make shots. And in a league that is a shot-making league, I think he's going to have a pretty good career here.
Coach, is Shea doing that really embarrassing thing where he just challenges every active player to a shooting contest and beats them?
Oh yeah, and one-on-one. It's so funny because I have to calm him down. Like, Shea, these guys need to practice. Like you're a coach now, So he's high energy. He's great for what we need because he's going to help develop some of the guys that we have, especially the younger guys. But sometimes he thinks he's going in for a full practice when it's the players we're worried about.
Hey, you talk about Bremersky and the greats. I mean, the greatest, maybe not the greatest, but one of. Stephen D'Agostino.
Dag says Shea is easily the best shooter he's ever seen. And Dags has played across the globe.
Dags is an All-American. A heck of a basketball player that no one thought could do much of anything at Gilderland. I remember that, and I think that was a total steal, Dags going to St. Rose, I'll tell you that.
Well, both of those guys, they were both really under-recruited when you look back at their careers in high school. Dags really didn't have much going on in the recruiting process, and neither did Shea. And we kind of were there. Like we said, we strive off of those guys, and those, like you said, those two guys are probably two of the most best players that St. Rose has ever had. So I know those guys, they work out with each other, and they constantly shoot against each other. And I know Dags thinks he's the better player. Shea thinks he's the better shooter. So
well, listen, Coach Perno, make sure you tell Coach Bury we said hello. You guys are always on the map. I know we do Siena, you Albany, but ever since I've been doing sports in this market, and I met Brian Bury a long time ago when you're in NAIA school, that we would keep St. Rose on the map. And of course, you've earned it because it's one of the best Division II programs in the country. And hope you have a great season. Good luck with everything. And let's do this periodically throughout the course of the season.
Sounds good. Thanks a lot, guys. Really appreciate it.
Thank you, Coach.